about today.
I'm Tyler Kazare, Utah real estate agent.
Jason Christiansen, mortgage lender.
Eric Wist, Utah real estate agent. And we're here with our special guests over here at Dean Bowen StateFarm.
Joseph Bowen.
Alex Resendiz.
Ben Hardmen.
These guys are going to help us out understand some insurance information and questions about a home.
This is what lenders like to call hazard insurance. And I care as a lender, to be completely honest, because I want a good home or a home in good condition to be able to foreclose on. So if something happens along the way, it can be repaired so the investor can have a marketable home to recoup the loss.
How does that work? Like, what are some more things about insurance?
A lot of good stuff to go over. Making sure that the right policy is set up at the time of closing is very important. Just so that if there is something that does happen, you have the right coverage in force.
So what does that mean? What is right coverage?
Yeah, that's what I was just wondering.
Well, the homeowner's policy is complicated. It has a lot of things that it covers and a lot of things it can cover.
Okay.
And a lot of people only go with just a basic, from what we see.
What's wrong with
in
that?
the industry.
It's cheaper.
That's
right?
the best possible thing, right? Because it's cheap. It
Cheap.
must have everything.
Utah County.
Naturally, it makes sense, yeah.
Well, for people like you, Tyler, sometimes with these videos, cheap is not the way to go.
You want to do it yourself, you lose a lot more money.
Because there might be some damage to the property. Let's go over that. Let's just talk about some of the basic, like 3 or 4 points of home insurance.
Some of the most common losses that we see are water related and sewer related.
Yeah.
What does your policy cover, right? It's a big question.
And that's what it always comes down to. What's covered and what ain't.
What isn't? That's right.
And that's where a lot of your options and endorsements come in.
So an endorsement really is it's basically just an add-on to your home policy because your home policy wouldn't cover that specific.
Yeah, there's sewer backup, service line, earthquake, home systems, like appliances that go out. But the water heater, a lot of times that can explode and cause a flood in your basement or wherever it is. Yeah.
Though that means that that's not automatically included in a home insurance policy. Does that mean my home insurance will not cover anything?
So in the event of a sudden direct physical loss is what we call it, as long as you have an endorsement to cover said item like an earthquake, then if in the earthquake event it would be covered if you have the endorsement.
What's the boilerplate? Like, if I say, give me insurance.
Basic policy, essentially.
Yeah.
Something to
What's
just
that?
check the boxes. So it covers your basic 17 named perils: fire, theft, smoke damage, lightning, wind, hail. There's vandalism. There's riots, civil commotions, volcanic eruptions. Mm-hmm.
I don't care if their guns are gone. I don't care if their artwork's gone, their jewelry.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You don't care
You
about
rebuild
that.
the house.
That's theirs.
Yeah.
The home,
Right.
though.
Yeah.
You rebuild the house to the level that it was at before, so I can foreclose.
Right.
I'm good.
Exactly.
For all the insurance agents out there, I just want to say that the insurance coverage to what? To how much?
To the loan?
To
Loan
cover
amount?
the loan.
Yes.
A lot of people, every once in a while, I get an insurance agent that says, "Oh, the replacement cost is only $331." I was like, I don't care. My loan's $450. I want $450 of coverage.
Well,
That
then it on the reverse of that, and that is, let's just say the house does burn down. They just secure this brand new loan for $450,000. The home, we rebuild it, and it only costs us $350. There's $100,000 left. We as an insurance company can't pay the rest of that $100,000 off if there's no actual building to be replaced, though. So that's where that replacement cost versus loan value, argument can come in. Well, so as a standard policy provision, we include in every policy. Each year, the policy will increase in coverage, but with what we call our inflation guard. Okay. So it's a rough percentage. It can vary year to year based off of the actual inflation.
Does it cost more? Does the premium go up?
The premium will go up, yeah, because the coverage increases.
This is the one that I hear all the time. Like, man, my insurance went up again. This is an opportunity to actually have a conversation with your agent and say, hey, why did my insurance go up? And they go, oh, well, we added $15,000 worth of coverage to your home because your appraisal value or your value is increasing.
It's increasing each year. Exactly.
So an increase in insurance isn't necessarily a bad.
On home insurance side of things too,
It's the
there's
same
these
concept.
endorsements like backflow sewer and drain that aren't that much, but if it's not explained to you, there's no reason to grab it because it's more money.
So let's say that I'm Mr. Cheap, right? And I get the bare bones of everything. Now, I haven't experienced the loss, right? But I come back to you guys and I'm like, yeah, so how do I fix this? How do I get more coverage? Is that something you can do even between the coverage windows?
Yeah.
There's certain ones you can only add at renewals. There are certain endorsements that you can only add at your renewal, so yearly, annually.
If you ever hear the term moratorium, that's what that means.
Oh.
It just means the insurance companies say, no, we cannot add or change your deductible during this period of time. You can remove the coverage if you want, but you can't add on during that period. And those moratoriums are periods where you can't purchase, you can't get any coverage, you can't make a last-minute decision to get fire insurance on your cabin up the canyon when a wildfire is roaring down the canyon.
Right. But there is an opportunity to sort of amend that to some degree, so long as you haven't experienced the loss.
You've brought up like the thing with the hot water heater and the sewage line, like and that's where talk to your agent. Like
talk to us.
If they talk to your home insurance that you have right now, find out, and if they can't answer those questions or know how to explain those, I mean,
or answer the phone.
That's
what I
or
say.
actually get a hold of them.
A lot of
That
people
is
come to me and
huge.
say, I'm using this online guy, and I've had a few where like I can't get an evidence of insurance from him. Think about this. What if you have a claim? Can you get a hold of him?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a quote.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Huge.
That's exactly what I was
That's
gonna
it. We talk
ask.
about that all the time because we deal with that. I mean, people, and it's not even just insurance companies. If you're dealing with anybody that you can't talk to,
Is home insurance the same if I have $1 million home, or I have a townhome, or I have a condo,
mobile
or
a doghouse? This is where I'm going to be sleeping.
Yeah, you will be.
Or a rental.
Pitching your 2 pennies, keep it warm.
Or
A
what
rental.
about rentals.
A rental.
Or a rental. Like,
HOAs.
how does that?
Apartments.
So I've got a person, they're buying a townhome or a condominium in Utah as of a couple of years ago. I don't care if they have insurance. Tell us why.
that's because the HOA itself, they'll have their own master policy set up to cover the dwellings of the homes, which is where on our end we then recommend, and people don't know this either, this is something where you talk to your agent. You bring up to your agent, I'm buying this home, they cover the dwelling, is there anything I'm missing though? And that's when we say, they aren't. If you lift that home, shake it upside down, anything that shifts around in that home that you lose because of a loss is not covered.
The lender who's doing the loan is getting security on the loan.
Yep.
I don't care about
He doesn't care
your
about
anything.
And the loan is on the home, not
On
the
the
property,
home,
not the
not-
personal
Which is
property.
why you don't
Stuff.
care about that because it's already covered.
But
the
also, this HOA may have coverage, and their deductible as an HOA is $15,000.
That's where we come in as well.
Well, I was just going to mention, so most HOA policies that I see have a $10,000 or higher deductible, and most often it's a $25,000 deductible.
Well, I don't want a $25,000
You don't.
I'd like to have a $5,000 gap or a $2,000 gap or something much smaller.
As a lender, we're going to require that maximum deductible be 5% of the value of the property, so
Interesting.
Oh.
Okay.
or less.
Okay.
Or less, yeah.
So, because we don't want to put them through economic hardship.
What happens if I do have a loss? Like, my water heater explodes. Let's go with that one. Just
Oh,
because
that's
the
so
sound.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goes off like a
We've
rocket
all watched
to the floor.
Mythbusters, right?
Yeah. And
Through
it will say that it did lots $30,000 of damage to my house. Okay, so I got
Which
flooding.
isn't much,
No,
really.
it's not a lot. But
No.
I've got some flooding in my basement. We've got a lot of damage because that thing was just ping-ponging around inside my mechanical room until it burst out through the wall. It was a violent activity, and I filmed the whole thing. I don't know how it was an accident. So this happens,
I
right?
see that.
And I call my insurance guy. Well, no, just walk me through how do I file that claim?
Yeah, what's the steps?
What does it
Yeah.
look like?
Or just for any
How
claim, basically.
soon do
Yeah.
I get
That's what I was talking about as
fixing?
well.
Who fixes it? All that stuff.
All the work.
They would come out,
Yeah.
look at your home, do an estimate, take pictures, gather all of the data that they would need, determine what caused the loss.
Take my video.
Are you
Exactly.
allowed
Yes.
to start fixing things? Like, because
Yes.
I'm like right away.
Yes, but what's going to happen after you file a claim, right?
Yeah.
So that's where the question comes in. Like, if it's just a small little thing that costs maybe $1,500 to take care of, and your deductible is $1,000, you may want to think about filing that claim at that point. If
Yes.
you can handle taking care of a small
Think about not
$1,500 item.
filing that claim.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is Tyler Kazare. Thank you for following along in our video about home insurance with special guests from StateFarm Home Insurance. We had so much good information about home insurance, we had to break this video into part 1 and part 2 next week. So thank you for liking and subscribing to this video, and do us a solid. Share this with your friends. Share it with somebody who you know is looking to buy a house or maybe making a change in their home insurance. Let's work together to educate everyone around us about what's happening in real estate. See you guys again next week.